you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially Michelle. This was Michelle's number 3 speech in the Competent Communication Manual, which for the purpose of our guests looks something like this. The purpose of the number 3 speech is get to the point. To have a general purpose, which could be one of 4, namely persuade, inspire, entertain, or inform, and a specific purpose. The project also builds on the number 2 speech, which is to organize your speech. So there should be a clear opening, body, and conclusion. And I thought that you did an excellent job of organizing it and an excellent job of stating the purpose. You began your speech with a very effective question, asking a question of the audience, especially something where there's a high probability of getting a positive response, is a very good way to engage the audience right from the beginning, and you did that very well. And then you continued to ask some real and some rhetorical questions, and I thought that you did an effective job of distinguishing the real questions from the rhetorical ones. The rhetorical ones where you ask the question, but then you don't let an answer be given, so you keep going. But for the real questions, you paused and gave an opportunity for people to either raise their hand or respond. In fact, both of our guests were the only ones who spoke up, which I thought was interesting. Yet very, very effective. I thought that you were particularly effective in that interaction with the audience. Interacting with audiences is not particularly part of the speech, and there aren't any projects in the basic manual that do that. There are some advanced manuals that deal with how to lead discussions and other things like this. And that was not the purpose of this, and yet there's no reason why it can't be done. It was a very serious topic. I mean, obviously we're talking about life and death here, and yet you found a good way to bring in humor. And that it's a little tricky to bring humor into that, but you had your CPR dummy. You said, "I don't think he's breathing." that was very clever. So, some suggestions. Now, you stated that from your statement, your purpose was to persuade us all to get CPR training, and so that we could be ready to do that. And the specific purpose was to get trained. So it was a persuasive speech as stated. As delivered, it seemed to me that the speech was more of an informative one, because most of the body was showing us how to use the defibrillator, how to do the CPR on this. So it was more of an informative speech than a persuasive speech. So in order to be a persuasive speech, it would have needed a little more persuasion. That is, why should we do this? You showed us the how, but you talked about the why, but give us the why a little bit more. You did a little bit of that with the stories. I thought the stories, especially with the ones around here, was effective. But it would have been a little more effective to really kind of dig in, like, well, what's in it for me? I mean, that could be your husband, your wife, your parent, whatever. In other words, give us more of a reason to do that. But overall, the organization was very good. The delivery was excellent. You glanced at your notes a few times, but that's fine. I look forward to hearing many more, Mr. Toastmaster.